If you didn't know, the Straw Hats are all based off of different nationalities. I'm too lazy to Google which nationalities, but I'm going to quote them from my fleeting memory of a tweet I saw years ago that may or may not be true in the first place. Luffy is a KOF player, Brazilian. Nami is German, I think. Zoro is a K-pop star in cosplay, Japanese. And Sanji is supposed to be French, but he sounds British. And Usopp is a stinking lying-ass nigga. A few months ago, when I heard that One Piece would be adapted into a live action, I was understandably worried. I thought, how the fuck are they gonna translate those devil fruit powers and Zoro's extreme sword play into a live action? How the hell are they gonna include the fishmen and the other different unique races and designs in One Piece? And then I saw that it was the first part of the story getting adapted and I calmed down a little. Just a smidge, only a smidgen. Is smidgen the word? Now for the casting. Overall, I think they nailed the vision of the characters that Oda created all those years ago during the time of Moses and Aaron. If you didn't know, the Straw Hats are all based off of different nationalities. I'm too lazy to Google which nationalities, but I'm going to quote them from my fleeting memory of a tweet I saw years ago that may or may not be true in the first place. Luffy is a KOF player, Brazilian. Nami is German, I think. Zoro is a K-pop star in cosplay, Japanese. And Sanji is supposed to be French, but he sounds British. And Usopp is a stinking lying-ass nigga. Starting with some positives. This show had some amazing fight choreography. Every time there was a sword fight, I raised up in my seat to watch and anticipate the next strike. Zoro's fight scenes single-handedly steal the show in this regard. The hand-to-hand fights are decent, and the only lackluster fights are Luffy, surprisingly.
What did you say, nigga?
I feel like the rubber CG stretch filter they used was a little too clean. Maybe if they added some scars or dirt to Luffy's arms and hands, maybe it would have looked a little better. But the storytelling is actually pretty good in this adaptation. The East Blue was an arc I haven't seen in a few years, and it was enjoyable to review it with a few twists. The story adapts all of the major points of the original East Blue story, from Luffy becoming a pirate and rescuing Kobe from Alvira's ship,
Avita!
to the ending of the Arlong Park story. I'm also one of the 7 Buggy the Clown fans on planet Earth, so I was glad to see that he stole the show each time he was on screen. He was actually pretty funny. Now, addressing one of the nitpicks from the One Piece fandom. The pacing / rearranging of characters and events. I personally didn't mind Garp being introduced so early. The show needed a main antagonist, and instead of making it a nameless Marine officer, why not make it Luffy's granddad? One thing I didn't like was the omission of Sabo and Ace. I personally always felt Sabo and Ace were pretty forced in the manga / anime. But because they're so cool, the fan base just accepts their inclusion. I find it hard to believe that Luffy doesn't mention his 2 brothers not once to his lower crew, but can dick ride Shanks every 3 seconds. Fuck Shanks, I'm tired of hearing about Shanks, Luffy. And back to the discussion of the pacing. When I saw Arlong pop up on the Barate, I got scared. I thought that Luffy was gonna one-shot his ass right there and therefore cut out all of Nami's entire backstory. I'm glad to say that this didn't happen, but I'm not glad that they cut out Hachi. I feel like the production crew couldn't come up with a good CG model for Hachi, being that he's a giant sword-wielding octopus man, so they scrapped him entirely. But Pirates of the Caribbean came out with like 2007, 2009. Look at the dude, the David Jones Locker dude, the slug man, the octopus man. Shit, you could just copy and paste that model, couldn't it? Or something similar. And whatever, I don't know shit about CG. I don't know a damn thing about CG to me. Still what I'm good at. But here's the thing. All CG in this show is average at best. Luffy's stretching is passable. And at its worst, the CG mail carrier Pelican looks like something from a PlayStation 3 tech demo. I hope that when Chopper is introduced, that they use a child actor or a midget or something, if they can't get a bigger budget for the CG side of things. The only true negative that bothers me is the lack of blood. We literally see Zoro cut a motherfucker in half, and only 5 or 6 drops of blood fall out. Now, there is a little more blood during the Arlong Park episodes, but those moments go by so fast that there is no real impact. Overall, I enjoyed the show, but I don't think I'll be rewatching it. I enjoyed Zoro, Buggy, Nami, Mihawk, and Arlong. Everybody else was kind of boring or annoying. I like the Zep too. Zep was alright. I also was kind of put off by Luffy's accent, and I don't give a damn this his voice. I just didn't like it. But yeah, this is the second best anime live action I've seen following Rurouni Kenshin. I only hope that the Alabasta arc isn't rushed and hopefully doesn't have too many unnecessary character introductions. I saw a post on Twitter or X Hamster or X, whatever that shit called, that said with the way the live action changes things around, we shouldn't be surprised if Kaido is introducing Alabasta. And that was so funny, it actually is the reason I started watching this show, ironically. Hopefully we get a Yu Yu Hakusho live action or a new video game, or one-shot spin-off manga or HG re-release or anything. But overall, I'm glad the anime can finally have a good live action. Something that we can be proud of as anime fans. And overall, One Piece been winning lately. The manga, Gear 5 being animated, now with this decent live action adaptation. Hey man, One Piece winning, man. I wish some of my other favorites could win, like Hunter x Hunter or Yu Yu Hakusho or Berserk. Oh, one day we'll get something good from Berserk, other than the manga. Overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. It ain't no must watch, it's okay. I don't think I'm gonna be rewatching it anytime soon, but hey, it was enjoyable for what it was. It's a good sign of things to come though, cause everything I'm still running them out.